Hey YouTube, how's it going? This is Eotidiss, Shapeshifter from another dimension, back with some Phasmophobia, and I've got an interesting question to ask you. Is it possible for a ghostwriting book that's been written in to be thrown by the ghost? This is something that I thought I knew the answer to. I would say yes. I remember this happening all the time, and I can think of a few times off the top of my head where it happened in a multiplayer game and I had to explain to people that they need to put it back down, open it up, and look at it. And I bring this up because I saw this thread in Reddit where someone asks about, if it keeps throwing the book, can I rule out ghostwriting? And obviously, if it throws it without writing in it, then it doesn't have ghostwriting. So you can rule that out if you're doing all three evidences. Then God's Doctor here says, adding that it can write in it and then throw it. So always place it again before ruling it out. And then I saw a curious string of comments relating to this saying, is this confirmed? I've heard multiple say it, never seen it, and there's no mention on the wiki of it. I think it might be a rumor. Same, I've played over 3,000 matches and never seen this once. Absolutely feels like old info recycled into a rumor that's passed around. So I, of course, say, hey, I've got 600 hours and definitely can confirm this. You just see it written, toss comes back, place it down, boom, there's writing in it. It's not a rumor, it's just how it works. Well, I'm here to say delete that post because I just took the time to go and test it. Because further down here, I saw some other people talking about this and they said, there is no video showing a ghost can throw a book after writing since version 0.9. And I'm like, you know what? Maybe I am working off of like some old info. So I popped open the game. I did these settings in custom. I did sanity drain speed down to 0 so that I wouldn't lose sanity. And then on the contract side, I put the curse possession to the haunted mirror. Went to Tanglewood, and this is the game that I had. Okay, so I did a couple runs on Tanglewood until I got one that had ghostwriting. It was in the utility closet. I put both of my books down, and here, let me full screen this. This is an hour long. I get all my shit down in there. You can see ghostwriting has taken place. Oh cool, look, a bone. And so I decide I'm going to try to set this up so that the only thing to interact with is the book. So I go around everywhere. I start grabbing all of the items I can and moving them far away from the room. I pretty much just do this for a while. Rule out all other evidences to know what I'm working with. I end up finding out it's a shade. And as you can see, both books now have writing. This one's got the scribbles in it, and this one has just the regular writing. And I'm like, you know what? A shade's really good because I don't have to worry about losing my sanity to random events and stuff. I could just sit here and watch the books. But then that gets really boring. I leave a cup right here in the middle just to make sure that there's still interactions going on. But then I realize after a while that I can use the doors for that. So just to get one more target for interactions out of the way, I get rid of the cup. But I sit here for a long time. Doors move, stuff, and I'm like, okay, you know what? Maybe we'll get more activity if I start draining my sanity. Now, if I'm not at 100%, that means the shade can now do an event and drain my sanity and then put me in hunt range. So I'm like, that's worthwhile. I'll do that. I'll put up with it. So again, I go several minutes, and then I'm like, oh, what if yeah, that's me getting frustrated. What if I just put cameras down in the room, and then I can sit at low sanity outside? That way there's high activity, and I don't have to worry about getting hunted. I can just watch the camera. Well, turns out I have to come in here and get the cameras back in place a lot. So I'm like, all right, well, maybe in the transit of getting from one place to another, maybe it's touching the books ever so slightly and I don't want to miss it. So I end up doing a little fix where I put the thermometer right on the edge of this book and the black light on that one. So here we are, 30 minutes in, we still haven't had the book interacted with. These doors have been touched massively. I have to keep going back in and resetting up my cameras because the cameras keep getting tossed. There's the thermometer and there's the black light just to make sure. And you can see this is a little past the halfway point on the video. I'm at 32 minutes out of 53. And we're just going to keep going. Keeps on getting touched. Keeps getting touched. Camera over and over again. The doors over and over again. It hits the car. It was hitting the telephone that kind of hangs in the kitchen right there. Still nothing. And so here I am. I keep going in and out, just checking to make sure. This whole time I'm like second screening some videos because I'm getting bored just waiting on the shade to do fucking anything with these books. So after 50 minutes from the point where I start recording, which was after the first book being written in, it's still never through the books. After writing in them, never through the books. And I'll fast forward here. I leave. I look at the details, and there were 90 interactions. Now, granted, there's going to be a couple of those that were before I started recording because it interacted with the book. Probably touched one or two things before that. But considering it spent 34 minutes, almost 35 minutes in the favored room and never through those books, I think those Redditors were right. I think at some point it was made impossible for a ghost to throw a book that's been written in. Now, maybe I'm just terribly unlucky. Maybe you can record something on your own. But I feel like that's pretty conclusive, and I'm going to stick with that. So this is a little PSA. I don't think you have to worry about your book being thrown with writing in it. I'm pretty sure that this shows that they're right. That's gone. That doesn't happen anymore. Hope you appreciate that. It chewed up a little over an hour of my life to prove that. But there's a little kernel of Phasmo information for you. All right, bye-bye.